you already know what time it is. Welcome back to another episode of Thinker versus Speaker, where I, Marissa the Thinker, sit down with different guests and we talk about all things, anything, everything, life, love, relationships, spirituality, literally whatever you want to talk about. So if you're into that type of thing, strap up, tune in, and get ready for another episode. Now, with that being said, I don't always know what we're going to talk about before we talk about it. So take this as a general trigger warning. If you easily trigger, if we say something you don't like, love, or agree with, that's okay. I understand. You got options. How about you could leave a comment and we could talk more about it, because that's what this show is about, diving into the hard conversations and different things and learning more about one another and our experiences. Or if you got to leave and you don't want to do all that, that's okay too. Do what you got to do. Hopefully you come back next week when we talk about something else and we can get right back into it. But with that being said, let's go ahead and start the episode. I got a brand new guest for y'all today. I have Kandies Bailey of KB Sweets, and it's KB's Coffee. Those are two different things, right? Or are they?
Well, it's all under the same umbrella.
Okay.
I just what I did was I just wanted to keep it still KB Sweets, but it's just KB Sweets Coffee. And I have a tea now too, so we got
Ooh.
KB Sweets tea as well. So
Okay. So I have Kandies Bailey, as you can tell, of KB Sweets, and we're gonna talk to her today all about her sweets company, her coffee, her teas, and all the different things that she does, because she does do way more than that. Actually, she got a lot going on. So we're gonna hop straight to it. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into it?
As she said before, I am Kandies Bailey, owner of KB Sweets. I do custom desserts, specialize in cupcakes. I have my own coffee, consists of 4 blends. I do events, 2 events a year, actually, Wrap and Cupcake and the Manifestation Board Lunch. Those are 2 events that I do annually. And I'm also a mother, a friend, a hip hop junkie, a creator, and entrepreneur.
Okay. So, all right, you said hip hop junkie. So I have to ask you real quick, since it's current events and whatever now. Are you in tune with these different beefs and raps going on right now? All these different diss
Yeah,
tracks, everything coming
yeah,
out. You got any
yeah.
thoughts on those?
Um, I got a thought on Chris Brown since I heard it this morning.
I did too,
I
yeah.
always I always thought Chris was really talented. Even when he did that, what's it? So this is just like our second time hearing him rap for real.
Yeah.
Was that first one, Look at Me Now?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
And then now this.
Yeah.
Um, if I gotta say Chris, he did his thing. I think Quavo might as well just not even respond. He need to just go on, look. He need to just go on, do like Biggie did when Pac may hit him up and Biggie never responded. Just don't respond, because I don't think
He
he gonna.
did. He did. You know what's so crazy? He did though.
Oh, he did.
He did. So okay, my
Mhm.
dad had to put me on, and he just did this not that long ago. It's a song
Okay.
called "Long Kiss Goodnight." Have you ever heard it?
Yeah. Okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I didn't think
Now,
about that as being his response though.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't think a lot of people did either. I
I didn't
don't.
think about that about being his response.
Yeah.
Only because it just I don't know. I just didn't think that was his response. But now that you said that, that's gonna
Uh-huh.
make me go back and kind of listen to it again and just be like, oh,
Listen
okay,
to it
okay,
again. Listen
Yeah.
to it again. My dad told me. I was like, he ain't never respond. Because here's the thing. I like hip hop, and then I also like diss tracks in hip hop. Do I go deep into the beefs? No, but
Mm-hmm.
I like the songs. You know how they say if you got a gun to your head or you got to say a song
Mm-hmm.
and don't mess it up, I'ma live, because I know Hit 'Em Up all the way down to the end where he went a cappella.
Right. You know what? That song, my goodness. It's like I remember when it came out, I was in high school.
Uh-huh.
And I've always been a Tupac fan. I remember the first time I saw him on TV, I was about 11, and he was on the same song. video,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so when I saw him, it was weird. Now I'm not even gonna say it was weird. It made me feel like, what is he doing? Right? Because
Right.
I remember when I saw him, I said, "Oh my God, is he like a king or something? Why they carrying him on that thing?"
Yeah.
And I remember hollering to my cousin saying, "They said his name is Tupac, and he on Digital Underground song, and they carrying him like he a king."
Uh-huh.
That's the one. That's what got me tuned
Yeah.
into Tupac.
Yeah.
So from that day on, I was intrigued. I'm not even gonna say I was a fan. I was just intrigued, and I was just like, "Who is this dude? Who is this man?"
Yeah.
And then to top it off, he was just fine. He was smart,
Yeah.
like, you know. So it was that whole thing. But then when I heard "Hit 'Em Up," I said, "Oh, he ain't playing."
Nah, not
Because
at all.
you got to remember. Well, I don't know how old you are, but when we were, I think I was probably a sophomore in high school, junior or sophomore in high school, and Tupac had got shot that first time, and so it was crazy because it kind of reminded me of when Kurt Cobain committed suicide.
Uh-huh.
How when I got to school, I was in junior high at this time. I got to school and I went to I was part of the DSEG program. So I went to school with white children.
Yeah.
So I got to school and I remember seeing everybody sad and moping around, and I just didn't understand what was going on. Like I said, I probably was in the 8th grade, I think, when Kurt Cobain committed suicide. And I just remember coming in and everybody was sad and crying, like,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
was just like, what are they doing? So then they said, "Oh, Kurt Cobain committed suicide." Then when I got home from school and looked at TV, they had it all over TV. So I was like, "Oh wow, that's horrible." So then let's fast forward a couple years. Like I said, I'm probably 10th, 11th grade by now, and Tupac got shot. Well, guess what? All the black kids was the same way because we
Yeah.
thought we
Yeah.
thought Tupac was gonna die. Like he just came out. How he gonna die? Like we
Yeah.
thought he was gonna die, but
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah.
So it was like, he went, he checked out the hospital, and we thought that was crazy because that was all over MTV and
Yeah.
everything. And so then when they said he checked out and he was okay, we thought, "Oh, okay, well, he okay, he gonna be all right." But then "Hit 'Em Up" came out.
Yeah.
You talk about somebody glued to the radio,
Yeah. Yeah.
girl.
Because that was a song. That was a song right there.
Right. And so it was just like, now we only heard the clean version first.
Yeah.
So then I forgot what album he had put it on, or it might have just been a LP or something, or EP that he released, "Hit 'Em Up" by itself.
Right.
And it was the dirty version, or the explicit version, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah.
And I was all like, "Oh, he going off."
Yeah.
So yeah, it was wild. It was wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh, that's
I
kind
don't
of
think,
how people are right now. That's crazy. When you
yeah,
think about
that's so with Chris Brown, when I
yeah,
heard that, I said, "Oh my God." And then when he said you got bodied by a singing nigga, I said, "Oh my God, he did."
he did.
Like, you to let this singing dancing dude.
He did. He did. He did.
Oh yeah.
I was a cold line right there. And that
Yeah.
and like that's how I was because now it's been two for me. I just heard the Chris Brown thing this morning. But
Mm-hmm.
when Eminem dissed Benzino again, got
Oh
me,
yeah.
got me. Cause like
Somebody's neck.
I'll be randomly walking around. What's the opposite of a Benzino? A giraffe. And I like
Right.
I guess it's like you didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't say that. You said that. You just said
Yeah.
that. And then the other one is like Kendrick, of course.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
But I'm gonna say this. I don't think Kendrick was trying to diss nobody. I think Kendrick was just saying, baby, it ain't no big three, it's big me. Like, it's me. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
And I honestly, I don't think Kendrick was trying to comfort nobody neck. I think he was just telling the truth because think about it, Kendrick is like in his own lane. I don't think you could compare him to anybody.
nah, nah. He
And
literally.
then yeah, and then Kendrick is like that surprise you always need. Like
Yeah.
think about time you hear his voice, you're like, oh, Kendrick got something. You know, that's how
It gets you
you
fired up. It gets you
yeah.
fired up because I even remember because I started listening to Baby King based off Kendrick, and I love Baby King. But like
Yeah.
when that song came out, which one is I think it's A Family Affair.
Uh-huh.
When A Family Affair came out, it was just like, oh, just having Kendrick on a song creates a whole different type of energy around said song. You know what I'm saying? Like some people ain't gonna agree with me. This might be a controversial take to some, but like if you put Kendrick on a song,
I already know what you get ready to say. I agree.
you got to hit. You got to hit if you put Kendrick on a song.
Yeah.
Drake been on so many songs. Sure, you gonna get a hit, but that's washed to me because you do
Yeah.
it too much. You do
Yeah.
it too much. It's like a white tee that you wash too many times. Yeah, it's still white. It might not have no stains on it or anything like that, but it's not as bright as it used to be.
Yeah.
Cause it's the same old thing. I could get it, I'm used to that. But Kendrick, like if he pop out on you, you wasn't ready for it.
That's why I said whenever you hear something with Kendrick, you tuned in. It's like, oh, Kendrick got something new. You know, I
Yeah.
got when you saying that you had that's how you start listening to Baby King. Well, I start listening to Rhapsody and getting and knowing who she was because of Kendrick. You know, she was on I think the name of the song is it's on his album it's on To Pimp a Butterfly, and girl, I cannot think of the name of the song, but I think it's Complexion. Uh, but like I said, I can't think of the name of the song right off, but I know it's on To Pimp a Butterfly, and
Uh,
Rhapsody is on there. She's on there rapping, and that's how I got hip to her.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
And I like artists like that. Again, that's another thing. And this is just for the music that I listen to in general. If you're not evolving as a person, I'm not gonna like your music after a certain amount of time.
right,
And you know what I'm saying? Kendrick is one that evolves.
yeah,
His music evolves. Like everybody isn't always gonna get it. Like even his last album, I don't play it like I used to like I would play like I can listen to Good Kid Mad City any day. I could listen to Damn any day. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the one that he just put out, it's just like it's so good I had to stop. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's so good where you had to stop, where it's just like as I'm evolving as a person and I can still connect with it. Versus like
yeah,
the artist who was still talking about the same things that he was talking about when he first came out.
yeah,
That's a whole different ball game.
yeah. I
Yeah.
listened to I listened to Mr. Morale yesterday. It's
Mm-hmm.
so funny you said that about Kendrick's his last album because I listened to Mr. Morale yesterday on Amazon Music. They had these different playlists, and they had a playlist of all the songs that were produced by Pharrell.
Mm-hmm.
And the song Mr. Morale on Kendrick's album that came out, I think it came out in 22,
Yeah.
it was on that playlist, and I was surprised because I was like, I didn't even think Pharrell did this, but then once I listened to it, I said, okay, yeah, this is a Pharrell beat. You could tell, you know, but it's with this whole like rap beef thing. I think the one beef that I like the most because it was fun, right? And I'm getting ready to go all the way back was when MC Light had dissed I think she had dissed, I think that was the real Roxanne, because you forgot we got Roxanne Shante, and then we got the real Roxanne. But I think and I could be wrong because a lot of this stuff just run together sometimes with me. But
Yeah.
I think 10% this was about the real Roxanne, or either I forgot the other girl name, but that had to be my favorite diss song
You're gonna make me do
ever.
some research.
Yeah.
I don't think I
So
heard of this one before. I ain't know MC Light had beef.
on Hit 'Em Up, when I think that's whose verse is that? But he say, use a beat biter, a
I
don't
said I
stop,
take that. I
I
tell you,
take
to
it
you,
to your
you
face,
ain't
you
shit
ain't
but a
shit but a
faker.
faker.
Smoking
That's what
yeah,
he got, that little part. That's where he got that from. 10% this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
So
look that up.
I was just getting ready to say, when you go and you Google it, or if you got Amazon Music, Pandora, you can just type that song in, 10% this,
Yeah,
MC Light, and it'll come up.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm
Yeah,
gonna look it
it'll
up.
come
I'm
up.
gonna look it up. Okay. All right. Now we got to get into your life a little bit. Now we done got into your personal life. Now we got to get into the other stuff now because we gonna
Okay.
talk about rap all day, and I
Yeah.
can't.
I was just getting ready to say, girl, I get to the point where it's so annoying with me that I'll know like what song this was sampled from, and
Yeah.
I tell my children, right, and I've been doing this forever. It's to the point now they be like, "Mama, we know." Oh my God, Mama, you don't have to tell us.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, just samples, and like even just that little part from Hit 'Em Up,
Yeah.
like it's like, oh, I knew where that's from, but it's just only because sometimes I'll just listen to music and that's it.
Yeah, yeah, and I did that. I did that at the end of like that. At the end of like that, where Metro does that thing at the end where it's like that dun and it's just like,
That's Rodney O.
yeah, it's Rodney O. But the other thing though, he did it like Mob Out.
Oh yeah, that's Rodney O. That's what I'm saying. Mob Out,
Yeah,
they sample Rodney O.
exactly. And I was just like, bro, like he from St. Louis. Like, if y'all not from St. Louis, y'all don't even know what this man just did.
Yeah, that's Rodney O. Now I'm gonna have to. I think we following each other on Instagram, but they got a clip on floating around on Instagram, and I'm gonna have to tag you in it. But when Future and Metro had reached out to Rodney O, they like recorded it somehow, and he was talking about when he let them sample the song.
Yeah. See, bruh, because I was just like,
I think that's is it Everlasting Bass? Yeah. That's what they sampled. And even the whole Mob Out song, they sampled Everlasting Bass.
yeah.
But you right, girl, we'll do this all day. We'll do this all day.
Okay. Okay. So we know about you. We know. So you certified rap head. That's
Yeah.
certified. We just certified that right now. Okay. So tell us a little bit more about KB Sweets. Like, how did KB Sweets come to be?
So I started my business based on the fact that I just wanted to learn how to make cakes from scratch. It was something that I was always interested in, but I was just afraid to do it. So what ended up happening was I was probably about, I guess I was about 21. I had went to well, let me go back. I worked in a salon when I was about 18, and I had the lady who owned the salon that I worked in, she had a customer that did cakes, that she made cakes, and she had her back then she had a picture book, and she had all the different cakes that she had made in the book. So I'm flipping through the book and I'm like, oh wow, this is cool. I like this. I want to do this. And it was just something that I had thought about, just create, being able to decorate cakes. And so she said back then, she was like, well, Schnooks do these classes, these cake decorating classes, and she was naming off all the different places that she had went to take these cake decorating classes. So fast forward a few years, I had my daughter, I was at Schnooks, and I was buying her first birthday cake. Or no, it was her second birthday cake. And as I'm ordering the cake, they had that sign up at Schnook saying, take these classes. So I'm like, oh, well, I don't got no car. I ain't gonna be able to get up here, so I didn't do it. So then it was probably maybe 2 years after that. So by this time, my daughter is 4. Her birthday comes up again. So it's still in the back of my mind. I'm like, I really want to learn how to decorate these cakes, but I just didn't know where to start. So I bought some cake mix, a few boxes of cake mix, and they had all these different icings and different things that you could do to decorate a cake. And I made my daughter's birthday cake for her 4th birthday. And I decorated it with all the stuff that I had bought out the cake aisle. That cake looked horrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. It was terrible. But I still have the picture of it. And to this day, my daughter says, Mama, that was my favorite party. And that was my favorite cake now that I've been doing the cakes more now and have more experience, she still says this her favorite cake, and she'll be 24 this year. So, but what pushed me on into it, to be quite honest with you, was my divorce. I got divorced, and I was, everything was always just about my family. My husband, my children, everything's about my family. And so once me and him divorced, I went home, and I was just sitting in my room, and I said, well, I got to do something. I can't just not do anything. But I had been practicing making these cakes from scratch, and I had already figured out the recipe, and everything was turning out right. I just had to get the decoration down. So at that moment, I called Michael's, and I was like, hey, I'm interested in your cake decorating courses. What do I need to do? So they told me, and I went up there. I bought everything I needed. I started the classes. I took 4, it was like 4 courses. I did it all. I was coming home every day practicing. And then here we are. And like I said, I just kept trying. I didn't want to give up on it. And I'm still trying. Let me put it that way. I'm still trying. So
yeah. What's your favorite thing that you made so far?
The favorite thing that I made so far would have to be the strawberry crunch cupcakes. Well, the strawberry crunch cake. That was the first thing that I made. And I made that out of I don't even want to say desperation, but I had made it because I was going to vend at this event, and I didn't know what to take.
Right.
But I was like, I want to take something. So I had remembered that I had watched this video of this man from Tennessee. He made a strawberry crunch cake. And so I watched it. I watched the video, the YouTube video, and I made the cake. And so I made the cake, and I said, well, I'm going to cut the cake when I get to the event. So I packed all my stuff up. I got to the event, and I took the cake in to set it up once I got my table all set up and everything. And when I unboxed the cake, people just started crowding around. And they was like, where you get that cake from? Where you get that from? I was like, oh, I made it, And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, this ain't gonna be right, because let me say this. I had a lot of negative people tell me bad things about what I was doing, saying it's not gonna work, your cake's nasty, they ugly, all this, right? Just being, just people being people and being negative. So when I got to that event, they have an event here called Trap Soul and Paint. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
I think I have heard of that.
But it's called Trap Soul and Paint. And so that was in like September of 2019. And I had just came off of that whole thing where, I'm being told a lot of negative things about my desserts. And this is from people I know. This wasn't from like customers or anything. This is just people I know.
Crazy, man.
Right. Just saying stuff like your case ugly, they nasty, and this and it, like just horrible, right? So
Right.
I'm already feeling bad, but I've already paid this money to be a vendor at this event.
Yeah.
So I can't back out.
Yeah.
So I said, well, I'm gonna take this cake, you know, and I just cut it there. Girl, when I tell you I set that cake on the cake stand and I'm still like just putting my little, because I had little diamonds and stuff that I would put on the table. People coming up, where you get that cake from? You made that? Oh, okay. You know, and I'm like, yeah, you know, and in my mind, I'm still hearing all
Like,
these
yeah.
negative comments, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they ain't gonna like it. So one lady came up, she was like, I want to get a slice of cake. And I think I had some chocolate covered strawberries or something and chocolate covered apples. Like I had a lot of different stuff up there. She said, I want the cake, I want a slice of that cake, and I want chocolate covered strawberries. So I gave it to her and she left. So I'm sitting there like, man, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Then somebody look, then somebody else walked up. Let me get a slice of that cake. Then somebody else walked up. I'm gonna get a slice of that cake. Then I looked out in the crowd because you know I could kind of see everybody from where I was sitting.
Uh-huh.
They sharing the cake. And I said, oh, okay, they like it. People sharing. Then one girl had took a bite and you could see her eyes light up. So
Uh-huh.
then she came up and got a slice. So by the end, like probably within about 20 minutes, the cake had sold out. Keep in mind, I had only made one, right?
Right.
And the line was long. So I ended up, as because I'm cutting the cake in front of everybody, a slice had fell on the table. So I took that slice because I'm like, I'm not gonna serve this to nobody. I took that slice, I set it on a plate, and I set it over to the side.
Uh-huh.
So I still got all this other stuff. I got cupcakes, I got chocolate covered apples, chocolate covered strawberries. I'm just selling that stuff now.
Right.
Because the cake gone, it's sold out. People was mad. They was like, what you mean they gonna have one? I was like, yeah, I ain't know it was gonna, you know, it was gonna sell like that. And they was like, girl, that cake good. Keep
Yeah.
making. So I said, okay. That little slice that had fell on the table and I set it over to the side. This lady walked up. She asked about the cake. I said, nah, it's sold out. She said, well, what about that slice over there? Is that yours? I said, nah, it fell on the table. I didn't want to sell it because it fell on the table. She said, girl, give me that motherfucking cake. That was her exact words. I said, well, her, you can have it for free because it fell on the table. I don't, you know. She
Yeah.
said, girl, how much is the cake? She was like, She was like, I'm paying you for this. This cake good. And she just went on and on. And so even after that, people would see me like at the store and other events. You had that cake at Trap. You had that cake at Trap. So
Yeah.
at that point, I said, oh, I got to keep doing this cake.
Yeah.
So then I started doing the strawberry crunch cupcakes. So
Right.
what it is, the strawberry crunch cake is 2 layers of strawberry cake, a layer of cheesecake, buttercream icing, strawberry crunch, and of course fresh strawberries, right? Just all over the cake. So when I did the cupcakes, I made a cheesecake filling instead of, you know, like just actual cheesecake.
Yeah.
So that's the best seller. That's my favorite thing to make because I know it was a bit long winded, but
I love the
it's my
story.
it's my favorite thing to make because I made that cake kind of out of I don't want to say desperation, but kind of out of like, well, maybe I need to do something different,
Yeah.
and that different thing it works. And
Yeah.
it still works to this day. I just look, my uncle had bought some strawberry crunch cupcakes for his wife for her birthday about 2 weeks ago.
That's
Yep.
dope.
So yep.
That's dope. That's really cool to hear. I love the story of it. And something in that story that I wanted to ask, because I feel like as entrepreneurs, it's something we encounter a lot. So going back to that, the negative speak before the event, what
Yeah.
was it like for you navigating that?
So it was hard because it was really hurtful because it was my sisters. who said those negative comments to me.
Right.
Now I took them as negative because they hurt my feelings.
Mhm.
But I think in their minds they were trying to help. But it's like, no, y'all on some bullshit. That's hurtful, and y'all not getting ready to do that, you
Yeah.
know. And so it just pushed me to keep going, because you may feel this way,
Right.
but I have people that actually pay me for stuff and they've never complained.
Right.
And I'm sure that if it was so bad, like you saying, these people would say, hey, I want my money back.
Hmm.
Or why you sell this to me? And it's nasty. Right. So I just took it as, you know what, I could stop now or I could just keep going. Cause
Right.
that's what kind of made me stop doing hair in the salon. See, I worked in the salon from the time I was like 18 till I was about 25. And the only reason I stopped is because I didn't have the clientele like everybody else. So I just started doing her at home. And I had already became a pharmacy technician. So I was like, I'll just do her at home. But the reason I left the salon is because I felt like I wasn't good enough. Right.
Mhm.
I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like I didn't have enough clientele because of one or two negative comments, not realizing that you're not gonna please everybody.
Oh,
Everybody not gonna like everything. Hell, we don't like everything. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I didn't look at it like that. I was looking for perfection.
Yeah.
I wanted to be perfect. I didn't look at the clients I already had
Yeah.
and the new clients that were coming and would come back. I'm listening to the negative stuff and I'm looking at what everybody else got going on in the salon, not realizing that being an entrepreneur, you're gonna have your ups and downs, you're gonna have your busy periods, and you're gonna have times where you're gonna be slow. You just gotta navigate through it,
Yeah.
right? Didn't think about that at the time. So I just gave up on it and just went full time into working in the pharmacy, and I would just do her at home. And then I got to the point where I only had like one client that would come to my house. And then I decided that I was just gonna go full time into doing cakes and cupcakes and just make this business work for me. And I'm not giving up on it.
Yeah.
So that's what pushed me, because and that's what keeps pushing me, because it's like you always give up. You gotta stop that.
Yeah.
You gotta stop that. You can't give up. It's gonna get hard. So you've been through worse. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but that was it. That was it. I just decided that I'm just gonna stay the course and I'm gonna make it work.
Yeah. 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 I love that. I love that because I think as people sometimes we feel like when negative things happen, they're meant to stop us. Like, like, because I used to be good for, like, if something negative happens, that's my sign to stop. Like, this is my sign to leave it alone.
That's me too.
Yeah, and as I got older, I realized that's not what it was about. It was about, pushing me to hit different levels. Some things I was supposed to stop, but
Yeah,
those things were blatantly obvious that I was supposed to stop. Now I don't continue doing things that I should have stopped doing a long time ago, but the things that I should have kept doing were the things that I would stop because it
yeah,
was hard. And once I accepted that some things are just going to be hard, life got easier because I accepted the work of it, and the ups and the
yeah,
downs of it and not taking it so personal. Like negative comments initially would take me out. Like I would think about a negative. Say if somebody left a negative comment just trolling, like I would think about it for days. And
yeah,
I would be checking back at all the time, just trying to trying to respond and be defensive. And it took a while. And then I realized after a while, it's just like people don't think what they think no matter what, and people are
yeah,
always gonna have something to say regardless. It's never going to matter. What you do is never going to be enough for everybody. And it's a lot of work trying to make everybody else happy and trying to, be perfect. Like, what is perfect? Like, perfect doesn't really exist. And people
No.
say that all the time, but like, what does that mean? It doesn't exist. Sometimes it just got to be good for you. And,
Yeah.
and you know what I'm saying? And the other things will show you along the way, because what you'll notice is if you put all that energy into that one negative thing, you miss the 99 other things that were good.
Yeah.
Like the 99 other things to keep going. That's why I was so grateful. One thing that I was grateful about when I did lose my dad was the fact that I had things established already. Like I had a life, I had experienced joy, I had knew who I was as a person and what it was that I wanted to do. So there was no point in the grief while I felt like I had nothing.
Right.
There was no point. And that was because, and there have been times in my life where I went through things that I thought were bad, but this was like my plateau of bad, like, so far in my life. So it was just like, so things that I thought were bad, and I thought like, oh, I got nothing. Like, what am I doing? What is life? What is the purpose? And I felt lost. And it's just like, oh, okay, okay, I have something to, I have something to pick me back up. I have something that, is going to get me through, that I can pour myself into, that I can, use to kind of give back and to make me feel like me and to make me feel whole. And if I didn't push through the times when I wanted to stop, or when I got
Hmm.
negative feedback, or just when it got too hard, I wouldn't have this. I wouldn't
Right.
people that I met along the way to be able to even have the conversations that make me feel better in the process. I wouldn't know what joy was and fulfillment was. I wouldn't even be in a place where I could be at peace with what happened,
Right.
because it gave me an understanding of life. Like, look, you got to live your life. You can't live for everybody else. And I guess that was a long-winded way of saying you can't live for everybody else.
Right.
People gonna go, people gonna come,
Yeah.
they're gonna go, they're gonna think what they think, you can't make them happy, and all of the things. So you gotta live a life that makes you happy, and it's important to know what's gonna do that.
Yeah. And I just, man, listen, you so right. Because when I look back on it, I love doing her so much. I loved it. And I still do, honestly. I just do my own hair mostly, but
Yeah,
I loved it so much that I had dreams of, opening my own salon and all this stuff. But like I said, I let the negativity just creep in and change my mind. You
mm,
know what I mean? And then on top of the fact that, you know, my parents were baby boomers. So they would say things like, well, just work a job. You got your kids. You need a guaranteed check.
you need
And my
stability.
daddy,
Yeah,
that was my daddy. He would always say that you need some stability. You need a guaranteed check, you know. So I'm like, okay, not realizing that it just took time. Like it wasn't just gonna happen overnight. It took time.
yeah,
And so I just gave up on it.
mm,
And even now, like I said, sometimes I think about maybe I should get back into it. But then I'm like, I think I'm gonna just focus on my business now.
yeah,
And even though I don't get um a whole lot of like orders and stuff every week and all of this, but I mean, I still get them consistently, but
right,
it's not like some months I'm good, like, oh, this, I ain't got to go back to work. But
yeah,
then other months it's like, yeah, let me go back to work. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? And it's the times when it's real good that lets me know it can work if
yeah,
I stay consistent. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah. Yeah, two things. One thing that I'm learning, because I say this to my mom all the time with the candle business, because, especially, with my dad, it's just like getting back to that, it's hard. But it's just
Yeah.
like, you know, when it comes to like work and stuff, it's just like, look, it's not that we trying to make millions. The first step is to break even. You break even,
Yeah.
you make a profit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
The first goal, we always want to be like, oh, entrepreneurship. I'm trying to be in a mansion with it. And it's just like, no, no, no. At least not for me, because everybody is
Right.
different. I'm talking about myself. But it's just like for me, it's just like step number one, break even. Make it
Yeah.
number two, make a profit. You know what I'm saying? Like that number
Mhm.
two, make a profit. We can build from there. Cause like I believe in like building. Cause
Building. Yeah.
if you get it too fast, you might not be ready for it anyway.
Right.
You might not have the tools that you need to really accomplish what it is that you're trying to accomplish or reach the plateaus, because if God gave you what it was that you wanted right when you wanted it versus when you was ready for it, you'll destroy it anyway.
Yeah.
It's not gonna make a
Yeah.
difference. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's important to keep in mind. And then the other thing that I just wanted to highlight about when people are negative, sometimes people don't know that they even being negative. It's just
Yeah.
their experiences and their mindsets that they have come up with based off of their own experiences. They are talking from their own perspective.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
cool, but it doesn't have to fit your narrative. It doesn't have to
Yep,
fit
it
your
is. It's
lifestyle.
like that. It's like that. I'm like I'm learning that now, and I'm like, you know what? Sometimes their experience is not mine, so that's why I said, you know what? I'm gonna make this thing work, and I'm gonna keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
Even the coffee. Do you know nobody? Everybody was like, "What you mean your own coffee? What's what you talking about?" Like even when I tell people I got my own coffee, the first thing they say is, "What is it like? Weight loss?" Just regular. Look, and I'll be like, just regular ass coffee, just you know. And
Yeah.
they be like, oh, okay, and then they don't know how to accept it.
Yeah.
So I get a lot of negative comments about the coffee too, not as far as the product itself, just the fact that it's my name on the bag.
And which is crazy to think about, because one, y'all, I really do like this coffee. She sent me the
Mhm.
link, and it was I got it was butterscotch, and was it just butterscotch?
It's the Ambrose Delight. And just a little background on that. You know how I told you about my ex-husband. So
Um,
I named that after him. His cousin actually gave me the idea. So his middle name was Ambrose. And
really?
yeah, and he was a coffee drinker. Like he was a coffee drinker. He could tell you if it was good coffee, some cheap coffee. He'll let you know, like, nah, this is some cheap coffee. I don't drink that. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
he was a coffee drinker. And so me and her were talking shortly after he had passed. And she was like, you should make something dedicated to him. I said, well, I got a cupcake that I made. This was way before he died, but I had only made it because it was something that he liked. He liked Reese's peanut butter cups. That
Mm.
was like his favorite candy. So I actually have a Reese's cupcake. And so I told her about that. She said, no, I'm talking about your coffee. She was like, cuz liked coffee. Make a coffee after him. She was like, whatever you need to do. So I said, okay, I think I could do that. So we talked and she said, you know what? Call it Ambrose Delight. So I told her, I said, all right, when I get it all figured out, I'm gonna give you your credit. So just understand and know I'm a name this coffee Ambrose Delight. She
Yeah.
said okay, and that's what I did.
Yeah. And it's good too. So
Mhm.
look, it was good. I'm gonna have to get my subscription up to date. I'll be giving
All
you
right.
your credit card after this.
I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link so you could sign up online. Well,
Uh,
on the website, my bad. And it's free shipping with the subscription. But if you do like, if you just wanted to order some, I do charge for shipping with that. But with the subscription, it's free shipping every month. And you pay your subscription, I send it out. And I do all the packing and stuff myself. Well, as far as the shipments are concerned,
yeah.
but my coffee is actually packaged and shipped to me from a company called Specialty Java. So I don't do nothing as far as the packing and stuff of the coffee. They do that. They pack it, bag it, all of that for me. But I did have the labels created. I came up with all the names. I picked out the different flavors. So yeah.
Yeah, it's real pretty packaging too, by the way. Like
Thank you.
yeah, it's
And
pretty.
look, all I did was pick it out and told them what I wanted it to look like. And it was, let me say this, it wasn't hard, but it wasn't like a real smooth process. It was smooth for the most part. Like I didn't cry not one time during the process, but it did take probably like 3 months to get it all together and finally get the package. Get the shipments and get the coffee right in my hand. Like I said, it was probably about 3 months. But getting the logo design, getting the label design, that was my girl, Valencia.
Okay.
She's on Facebook too. Her name is Valencia Parr on Facebook. And that was her. She did all that. I told her what I wanted and she did it. She
She's a
designed my
graphic designer?
labels. Huh?
She's a graphic designer?
Yep. She designed my labels, everything. She did my logo for my regular, just my KB Sweets logo.
Yeah.
She did my coffee logo. She did my tea logo. She did the labels for the coffee. Like she designed it, like them little coffee things and all that little stuff on there. She did all of it. She did all of that. And I just, like I said, I just sent over the information that specialty Java required, and they got it to me. The vision I had, them shiny bags, because that's what I was like. I was talking to Shelly. She's one of the people with Specialty Java. I was like, do y'all got some shiny bags? She was like, yeah, we got plenty of them. What color? And I was like, you got some black shiny bags. That's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, we got it. And she was like, if you don't like it, you can send it back. And I was like, girl, this is exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. So how did you end up even transitioning into coffee? Like, cause cupcakes to coffee, I can see it, but at the same time, how you go from there to there?
Because the coffee, so think about it. You get a slice of cake or a cupcake or even a donut for that matter.
Yeah.
You want something to drink with it. It's either gonna be milk, coffee, or some lemonade or something, right? You're gonna want something with your drink. With your cake. So that's where it came from. And then, like I said, I'm a coffee drinker too. I love coffee. And so I just said, well, maybe I could come up with my own coffee. And I Googled it. I know it sounds crazy, but I actually just typed in Google, how can I create my own coffee? And all these different manufacturers came up for private label coffee. And so I just emailed everybody. I sent so many emails that I had got to like that third page on Google. You know how you scroll through.
Yeah.
Girl, I emailed everybody.
Yeah.
And only people responded was Specialty Java, of course, and a couple of other companies, but they didn't show as much care as Specialty Java. The owner from Specialty Java contacted me himself, and we talked on the phone for about 2 hours. And he was just telling me everything I needed to do, all the different things that they offered. They sent me free samples. And when you think of sample, you think of something small. No, girl, I had like full-size coffee bags for samples.
Yeah.
So I said, yeah, I'm going with them. And they showed the most care. And so Shelly, she's like the contact person. So she would talk to me for, like I said, 20, 30 minutes because I'm confused about certain things. Anytime I sent her an email, if I sent it on a Saturday, she would respond first thing Monday morning. Well, we're not here on the weekends, but here's the answer to your question, that type of thing.
Right.
So they showed the most care. That's why I went with them. Yeah. And it was just more of because I love coffee. and I just wanted to have my own coffee and something that would pair well with the desserts.
Okay.
That was it.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like I said, I like it. I like it, and like even with the subscriptions, like I got mine in March. No, no, I got it in February. I got it at the end of February, and like literally that night, I didn't get to try it that night. But when I tried it, I was like, okay, and then I ran out, but I was not on my phone. I was not
Yeah.
on my
Okay.
phone. So I would be making my coffee and it's just like, okay, now something's missing. Like
Yeah.
now something's missing in my coffee. So it's just like, okay, I need the subscription because now I'm used to it. Because it's a distinct flavor. And I'm not gonna hold you. I went to because I know you ship the subscriptions out at a certain time. And I knew I was
No,
gonna
actually, no. So let me say this. If let's say two people pay their subscriptions today, I send them out today. Or well, I send them out Monday because the post office are closed now, but
yeah.
I send them out as soon as I get them.
Oh, good to know. Okay, cool. Cause I'll be at the store. I was at the store looking, and I'm looking at the flavors, and I'm just like, nah, it's not. That's not. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Well, it's 4 blends. Got the Boss Candy, that's the dark roast. Cool Cupcakes is a medium dark roast. Pretty Girls is the hazelnut, and then Ambrose Delight is the caramel butterscotch and hazelnut blend.
Okay. Okay. I might have to try that dark roast too.
Yeah.
I might have to try dark roast too. Okay. Now I'm shopping in my head. So okay.
Okay.
Okay. And tell me about the tea too. So the tea is new.
So
Is that
the tea is it's a loose leaf raspberry green tea. That's the only flavor I have right now. But I am gonna add more. But it's a loose leaf tea. You get the infuser with it as well. So your first order, you get the tea and you get an infuser, and the infuser is reusable because it's loose leaf.
yeah.
And I'm actually working on getting some mugs for the tea. More coffee mugs. My coffee mug shipment actually just sent out today, so I should be getting that probably next week. But yeah, it's the same. It's like you can do a same thing, the monthly subscription, $10 and free shipping.
Okay. And if we looking for this coffee, listeners, if they looking for their coffee, where do they find it if they want to?
They can go on my website, KBS hyphen sweets dot myshopify.com, or reach out to me directly through social media, or email me, whichever. My social media, I do my Facebook because that's the easiest one to remember, but it's all caps KB apostrophe S Sweets LLC. Is on Facebook, and the website link is there on the in the bio, or just send me a message and I can send you an invoice, whichever would be easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check that out because, like I said, I enjoy it. Tell me,
Yeah.
tell us what y'all think. Give it a shot. Tell us what y'all think. Yeah,
Because I like my favorite one out of all of my coffees, all the blends. My favorite one is Cool Cupcakes.
that's the medium roast.
The
Yeah,
medium dark.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
My
yeah.
favorite one.
Okay.
And I'm waiting on another coffee shipment too. So I mean I still got some, but I'm still waiting on my shipment for this month. So I think that'll probably be this week too that is coming.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool, cool. Like I said, I'm gonna put mine in now and soon. But see, so sweets isn't all that you do. I know
Mm-mm.
based on the conversation that we had, you have other events that you have too. So let's talk
Yeah.
about the events a little bit. I know you have one coming up.
Yeah, the manifestation board lunch is May 26th this year, from 1 to 6 p.m. So what the manifestation board lunch is we create our manifestation boards. Lunch is provided, but I'm greedy, y'all. So when I'm saying lunch, it's not like just peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or just some sandwiches. No, baby, we gonna eat and we gonna eat good. So, but yeah, you get food. You get to create your board. All the supplies are provided to create your board. Um, you get this year. I'm going to give out journals too. Let me see. I got one right here, and it's some really nice journals. By Happy Planner.
Oh,
This is
that's
just
cute.
one of them. Yeah. So you're getting journals too. That's just one of them, and they're all different. I don't think I have any that are like the same. It might be some that's the same, but and then they're all different sizes. But yeah, there's going to be poetry, a DJ, guest speakers, and this year I'm actually going to speak at my event. I'm going to tell my story, which I shared a little bit already, but I'm going to tell my story this year. It's there's the host. She's a local comedian, Precious J. She's going to host. The poet is Justice Key. This will be her third time coming back to do the manifestation board lunch. This will be Precious' third time hosting for me. So this is my third one. So
Right.
and then did that make sense? Yeah,
Yes.
I did. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like you create your board. I give you all the supplies to create your board, and you get to take your board with you. It's not like you have to leave it or anything.
Right.
And then wrapping cupcake is just an idea I had, similar to the paint parties, but instead of us painting, what we're doing is decorating our cupcakes while we watch local hip hop artists perform. And it's the same thing. Is there gonna be a DJ there? You get food, and you get to watch the local hip hop artists perform. And this one is going to be this year in September. So I have an annual event in May, and then another one in September.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's dive into the manifestation one a little bit, since that's the one that's coming up. So
Yeah.
what are these manifestation boards to somebody who's never heard of them
So so that was just my way of trying to be fancy, but it's your vision board.
before?
It's your vision board. And I picked May to do it in because May is like, now it's the springtime, everything's renewed, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to do it like in the winter. I wanted to do it in the spring where everything's come alive again, everything's new. So yeah, that's it. You just creating your vision board, and I have all the supplies you need to do it. And the boards are pretty sturdy. I would have, let me see if I know I got one up here. This is mine that I did a couple of years ago.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and then well, that's one of them. And then I got another one. Look, I'm walking around my room. I got another one that I did too. But like I said, they're pretty sturdy boards.
Yeah.
They're not and you can hang them, and you can hang them up, and I give you all the little hardware and stuff that comes with it so you can hang your board up.
Yeah.
And you get all the supplies, everything. I have scissors, all kind of stickers, push like the thumbtacks, glue sticks, glitter glue, everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's cool. That sounds like a lot of fun, actually.
it is. And so this year, the reason it's so long is from 1 to 6 is because I'm gonna dedicate a whole hour to everyone doing their boards. Because last year they only had about 30 minutes, and I had got some feedback from some of the guests. They were saying they felt kind of rushed.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, you know what, we're gonna give a whole hour
Yeah.
to the boards. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. Like I said, I hope all goes well. I wish I could come myself. Um,
yeah,
folks gonna be moving, but
yeah,
it sounds like a lot of fun. I'm excited to
it
hear more about
is.
it later. Yeah.
It is. And it's like last year, one of the poets, she shared her story, and she had us crying. She had us crying. But it's like she's so powerful. Because I had two poets last year. One of the poets, like I said, she just does her poetry, but this other poet, she like shared her journey with us, and it was just so powerful. And
Mm.
I hate that she not coming back this year. She was already booked. So I was just like, dang, but yep.
Yeah. Like I said, I hope all goes well. How did that even come to be? Like, how did how did this event come to be?
So um I had went to a vision board brunch before and I liked it. But then I was like, I want to do something like this. I just didn't know what to do. I was just like, you know, but then I was watching this show called Girls. I don't know if you remember that. It used to come on HBO and it was just about a group of girls that were friends. I think they were in New York or something.
Right.
But anyway, one of the girls on the show was creating her manifestation board, and that's exactly what she called it. And so just throughout the show, after she created that board, everything that she put on there, she did. One of her goals was to um go to Tokyo. Well, she ended up living in Tokyo after that, after she had, did all of that. So I sat there and I was like, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a manifestation board lunch.
Yeah.
And I just put it all together. This was in like 2022. That was my first one.
Yeah.
So I did my first one in 2022, my second one last year in 23, and then this one will be the third one.
Had you ever
And
done this before that?
mm-mm,
They're interesting.
yeah,
They are interesting. I think I talked about that before on the show. I just started doing them 2 years ago. This is my second one this year. And
okay,
it's crazy when you do them and then you
yeah,
actually look back, because that's the part that I like about it. One is
mm-hmm.
initially sitting down and deciding like what you're gonna do and whatever that next time period is about to look like. Like really sitting down and being like, okay, I want to accomplish this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that, and being able to see yourself doing that. Even if you don't know how you gonna do it at the time, right? Because
Right,
that's the thing about them. Like you don't even know how you gonna do it. You just put what you want to do on there, and then being able to look back later and see you did it.
yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah, mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Like even the one that I did this year, I look at it and it's just like, yeah, we're on track.
Yeah. It
Even
was like, so I had some stuff happen where I had to the Kia boys had destroyed my car. Baby, they tried so much to take my car, but they could never get it. So, thank God for that. They never got it. But they
yeah,
had destroyed my car so bad that I just ended up giving the car back. And I
right,
still had a note on it and everything. And so I was just like, you know what, I don't even want no car no more. I'm just gonna Uber and I ain't gonna worry about it. Right.
yeah,
So that's what I've been doing. I just been doing Uber and saying I don't want no car note. Well, when I figured out how much I was spending on Uber, I'm like, well, shoot, I might as well go on pay a
yeah,
car note.
yeah,
So, but I'm still kind of like in that mindset, like whatever. I ain't paying no more car notes. Look at what happened this last time with this car, right? It wasn't even my fault.
right,
So when I first moved, I just moved into my apartment that I got now, and that's a whole nother subject too. But I've been here almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in June.
mm,
And when I first moved in here, I wrote down like 300 things that I wanted on a note on some notebook paper, and I just stuck it on my wall. Well, the other morning, as I'm getting dressed, I just so happened to walk past it, and I caught a glimpse of it. Just how you just walking past, you're not tripping off of it.
yeah,
And the one thing that I saw on there was to get a 800 credit score. That was just something I had wrote on this 300 things that I wanted. So then I said, well, the only way I'm gonna get there is if I have some credit. And what better way to do that is to get a car, right?
right,
So that was like kind of like the little revelation that I had. I'm like, this is all the stuff that you saying you want to do, but you gonna let that little small thing stop you.
yeah,
So stick to what you said you're gonna do and
Yeah.
just keep going.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah. I think that draws back to the conversation of like that one negative thing,
Yeah.
the other things from it. Cause I did the same thing. Like I remember when I was in my early 20s, I
Hmm.
did everything that you're not supposed to do with a credit card.
Yeah.
I lived my best life. And then it's just like then after I cleared all that up, I spent the next 5 years being like, I don't want credit. I don't
Mm.
want credit. I'm gonna make it work with what I got. I don't want to touch it. And now I'm in my 30s and it's just like now you need that credit though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that credit is important. So now I'm in a place where it's like, all right, let's build the credit score back up. And to build the
Yep.
credit score, you need credit. So all of
Yeah.
those years where I was just like, I don't want credit, I don't want credit. It's just sitting there not doing nothing. I got my card note and that's it. That's the only thing like that keeps me good. And it's just like, all right, you gotta do it. But as long as you say you don't and you let that negative experience from the past, because I'm not the same person that I was then. How you
Yeah.
spend 5 years without credit, that means you know how to live within your means.
Yeah.
If you can go 5 years without credit,
Yeah.
apartments and everything and car notes and everything, you know how to live within your means. So you should have learned some lessons. But I wasn't taking a lesson. I was just holding on to that little negative aspect, like, oh, I don't want credit. It's like, nah, the credit wasn't the problem. Your habits were the problem.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
That's exactly what it is. And I said, well, I'm gonna go on and get another car because I read an article too where the woman said in the article it was just it was just about credit and basically rebuilding your credit.
mm,
And she said if you make 12 car payments on time, don't miss one. You make them every month, 12 for 1 year and pay them on time. That could boost your score up to 700, depending on where you start.
mm,
So I said, okay, well, I could do that. And like you said, just live within my means. I don't have to have all this other stuff. But if I want to get to this 800, then that's what I need to do. And ultimately, that'll help me get to like some business credit so that I can open up a location and work it the way that I want to work it so that I can have this access to other things versus feeling like, oh man, I'm just going to keep suffering. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. So it is all about how you look at it.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Lack mindset is a dangerous thing.
hmm,
Because it gets us into this place where we feel like, oh, you can't. And if your first thought is always you can't, it takes you away from a place where you're trying to figure out a solution instead.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
it's kind of detrimental. And I've met a lot of people. I grew up around a lot of people that had a lack mindset, myself included. You know, and breaking out of it is a hard thing. But if you're able to, it opens up the world in a new way because you realize that these things that seem so hard and so impossible just really aren't. You know,
yeah,
something that I hear a lot from people these days is that's nice for you, or you make it sound so easy. And it's just like, I know what I said made it sound easy, but I don't know where you get the impression that I think it's easy because it's not. Like, I
it's not.
know it's hard. Just because I told you it's possible doesn't mean that I'm saying it's easy. It's not easy. But it's also just as difficult to live in an existence where you think you can't ever have anything or touch the things
Yeah,
that it is that you truly want. You know,
yeah,
that's hard.
yeah. And it is, and you know what? That's what when you said a lack mindset, I kept trying to think of what that mindset would be. Like, what's the name of it? And I was like, I don't want to live like that anymore. Like feeling like I can't do this. And
Yeah,
it's just like I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try hard, keep trying, keep going. And I'm not gonna let negative things or just the fact that something negative happens
right.
stop me. And when I tell you they kept trying to steal my car, I used to be so mad when I would go outside to the point where I would just be like, why do y'all keep trying to take my car? Like,
Yeah.
you can't get it. And that was like the one thing that kept me going. It's like, I know I'm blessed. I know God got me.
Yeah.
Y'all just pull the car up. Y'all still ain't take it.
You can't
That's
get
what
it.
kept. And so it was just like, man, I couldn't understand it. But then I had to remember, oh, you're not the only person going through this.
Oh,
You ain't the only person, you ain't by yourself. So that's the one thing that kind of kept me going too. But then I knew that I couldn't keep the car, because when I tell you they tore my little car up, girl, that car was a 2019, baby. When they got through with it, they done busted out windows and everything else. And it just looked horrible. And
yeah.
I couldn't do nothing with it. They tore the steering column all up. But here's the crazy thing about it. Even though they had tore that steering column up like they did, I could still drive it.
Y'all
You
just,
see the look, you see
yeah.
the blessing in that? Like, I could still put the key in there and still drive. But it was just the fact that they had tore it up so bad.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna keep paying for this. And even when we had the first time they busted out a window, I found a window on eBay. I was able to get it fixed. Everything was fine. They didn't bother my car for a year.
Uh,
Well, shit, within probably just about a span of 30 to about 45 days, let me put it that way. They tried to steal my car 4 more times after that. Like, even when we had put plastic on the window, they came and ripped the plastic off. I said, "Oh my God, what y'all doing?"
yeah. Yeah. I hope
So
these are different people. Y'all can't be that
I
dumb.
don't know. I don't know if it was different people or if it was the same people. And here's the thing with that too. I'm so glad that I never walked outside
Yeah.
while they were there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely. It's so crazy. It's just like people don't give up on things like stealing. They'll do that even though they fail.
right, right. But
But
then here we are thinking about giving up on something just because it ain't working the way we think it should. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And these will be and what's so ironic about it is like these will be the same people who gave up on school because school was too hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it
And when
gets
you think
deep.
about it, school wasn't even hard. It wasn't.
Nah.
It was just all how we looked at it. So
Exactly.
yeah.
And that's the same thing. That's what I find so ironic about these types of things, because it's just like y'all realize that y'all doing the same thing just differently. Because it's the
Right.
same thing. You know what I'm saying? You still trying and failing, but for this you can keep trying. But for something that's gonna improve your life in a positive way, something that won't land you in jail, something that won't necessarily kill you, something that will help you and your family prosper, you won't keep going at that thing. You
Right.
won't
You're gonna
find
go with
it
the
to keep
negative.
exactly you go into the thing and you still bumping your head. It's still hard, but in your brain, it's easier to do this than that thing that's gonna get you on the right path.
Yeah.
I struggle to understand that. You know what I'm saying? I say that without judgment. I'm just saying it from like I really just don't understand.
Mm-hmm. No, for real. Cause I said the same thing. I was just like, if you didn't get it the first time, why you gonna keep coming back?
Yeah.
And I would be like, just me personally, I would just be so afraid that whoever the person is that has this car will, see me or shoot me or something. But I guess it just didn't matter to them. Like you said, they would try hard. They would try hard at the wrong thing, but it's like, why not put that same energy towards the right thing? So
Yeah. 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 It's so interesting, but that's a whole different conversation. That's a whole
yeah,
different rabbit hole that I just
yeah.
can't stay away from.
Right,
I cannot
yeah.
stay away from. But like I said, I'm not gonna keep you all day today. Like I know the
Okay,
show's been about an hour, but I've been on the phone with you for about 2. So
okay, okay. Well, you know what? It's always good talking to you. I always like just having meaningful conversations, uplifting conversations. And I know I could be a bit long-winded, but sometimes I have to just tell the whole story just so you could get the
I love
get
you.
the whole thing. So,
I love
but
you.
yeah, I appreciate you having me on.
No, I appreciate you coming through. It's a good episode for me to come back to. Like I said, I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I know we had to postpone it, but I'm glad we did because it feels like
Okay.
perfect timing right now. So, like I said,
Okay.
I genuinely do appreciate you. And again, you are more than welcome to come back on the show anytime. I love the conversation.
Absolutely.
Like I said, different
Absolutely.
topics. From what you were telling me about what you working on, it sounds like we you know, think about a lot of the same things and we like indulging in similar types of conversations. So I'm willing to have them anytime. So
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. So do you want to let people know where to find you on social media?
Yep. You can find me on Facebook at all caps KB apostrophe S Sweets LLC. On Instagram at Candy Ben Sweet. That's Candy with a K. And same thing on TikTok, Candy Been Sweet. And I do not know my YouTube, y'all. I think it's something like K Bailey, something. I have to look it up. But the link to my YouTube is all over my social media too. So my other pages.
Yeah.
So yeah. But that's it. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. Y'all definitely gonna make sure to go check her out. If you're looking for me, you can find me on Marissa Y17 on Instagram and TikTok. And then you can find Think of Versus. Oh, wait, yeah. I don't tell my personal Facebook. But you can find Think of Versus Speaker at Think of Versus Speaker on Facebook. Uh why can't it's been that long, y'all? It's been that long. Okay. You can find it at Thinker versus Speaker on Facebook and Instagram, and it's Thinker versus Speaker official on TikTok. Of course, we're on YouTube. Make sure you check out our website, thinkerversusspeaker.com. If you can't remember everything that I just said, it's all gonna be on thinkerversusspeaker.com,
Yep.
my social media, my you can watch episodes, the YouTube channel is there. I write about each episode that we do. There's a blog on there that I call the rabbit hole where we can deep dive into some of the random thoughts that I have that I write out. So check that out. Let me know what you think about it. Leave a comment. Let me know that you stopped by. I think that's everything for me. Candice, did you have anything for the people before we got out of here today?
Well, once you get on my social media or at least go to my Facebook, tickets to the manifestation board lunch, if you are in St. Louis, will be buy one, get one free starting May 1st through May 10th. They'll be buy one, get one free. And you can buy one today if you want. You'll still get a discount. It's a 15% discount on Eventbrite. And you just put in manifestation lunch on Eventbrite, or you can look for my business name, KB Sweets, and it'll pop up and you still get a discount, or you can wait till May 1st and get one ticket and get one for yourself and get one for a friend.
All right. Like I said, definitely check it out. Make sure y'all let me know what y'all think about it since I can't go. Report for me. Report it for me. You know what I'm saying? But again, thank you for coming on. I appreciate the conversations, the ones that we had
Okay.
on the show, off the show. I appreciate you for coming through. It definitely made my day. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, not a problem. And I think with all that said, I think we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here.
All right. See you later.
All right, have a good one.
All right. You too.
All right, bye.
Bye.